Hey guys, and well, let me actually start it, that would be good. Welcome to match number 4 in the first round of the prelims, or the qualifier for BlizzCon Korea. I'm going to go ahead and, this is nGsEnsnare, our red Terran, playing against his foe on the other side of the map, CheckPrime. So, pretty good job there. Prime. I guess Prime must be another clan. I didn't really know about it, but we've had Maka Prime and CheckPrime, so either a very weird coincidence or there's a clan called Prime somewhere. Pretty cool name for a clan, I've got to say. I'm going to go ahead and, obviously this is a Zerg versus Terran match, kind of like the second one we had, and unfortunately that means Protoss is not going to be our most successful race of round 1. We've had a Terran win the first game, or the first match, Zerg won the second match, and Protoss won the third. It was all down to this, but since this is Terran versus Zerg, I think Protoss is already out, unfortunately. Not to any, fault of Genius. Genius did his part. He was the only Protoss in the entire freaking competition, and he took his match, so Protoss just unfortunately never had a shot. We need a 4th race. Okay, so pretty standard opening. We got barracks coming up here at the front door. I do like this map just because Terran has a very, very easy wall off. Protoss hate this map because Terran has a very easy wall off. You can, by the time the barracks is done, you can just immediately, if you've dropped, your finery, you can just immediately plop down a, add-on, and then you can't get in. So, it does make the Zealot Rush not very effective because, Zealot Rush really kind of depends on getting through the wall fast, but the wall finishes so quickly. And then they just stick like a second supply depot there, and it's really, really tough to get around. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. Or even worse, a bunker. Bunker's the end of that. But it looks like he's not going to do that. Whenever he finishes, he's going to pump out a Marine right away. Meanwhile, over on the Zerg side of the field, we do have a later spawning pool. It does look like Terran's going to get troops out faster than Zerg will. We do have CheckPrime coming up here and scouting exactly that, saying, okay, well, I don't have any early pressure coming in. And we do have a couple of Zergs coming in. Obviously, this one Marine is not going to be able to win the game by himself. Unfortunately. He wishes he could. He's like, I want to win the game. But he can't. You suck, Marine. And what are you doing, buddy? I have no idea what that... Strange. Obviously, he only wants Marines, and he doesn't want to upgrade them or something. I have never seen it. I don't usually see Terrans just not go ahead and plug that with a, whatever add-on. I mean, even if you don't actually need the add-on for the barracks, it helps out for later, so it's really weird. I don't see that a lot. I'm confused. I don't know what's going on. We do, of course, have... It looks like the Overlord's going to come and sack itself in here to see if the... Fact... Wow. He just... I guess nGsEnsnare just doesn't believe in add-ons. That is my conclusion. He doesn't like add-ons very much. We do have some Zerglings out the front door. Zerglings going to do a whole lot of nothing. 4 Zerglings versus 4 Marines when the Marines are behind a wall. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Marines are like, we don't even need this wall. Get out of here, Zerglings. We'll kick your tail. And that... Wow, that... don't auto-attack with that Hellion, man. Kind of get close, target that front Zergling. See what you can do. Oh, and speed is done. That Hellion needs to get not here anymore. Those Marines are now trying to rush back, trying to get those Zerglings to get some damage done. Unfortunately, or fortunately for nGsEnsnare, he can just put this back up and not have to worry about it. So, a little dancing in the middle of the map. You guys need to fall back. That is way more Zerglings than you can deal with. There goes that, and there go the last 2 Marines. So, slaughter in the middle. Zerg are taking it home. But, of course, that Hellion behind the wall is going to keep anything more from happening. So, obviously, he's not going to lose anything, but the little push-out did not become successful. And there's that bunker I was talking about. Bunker's going to really keep anything mean from happening. So he's coming up testing the ramp, but did not see anything coming back down. So at this point, Zerg has a nice couple of map control. He may go ahead and consider expanding here pretty soon, or he may just go ahead and bunker bust. This might be the end of the game. I kind of doubt it, though. We are going to get some damage done here. I kind of got quiet there. Sorry guys. I'm going to go ahead and see what damage can be done. Unfortunately, it looks like these are SCVs are going to do a very good job of kind of pinning these down. I don't think they took out any SCVs in that, which is very unfortunate. However, of course, CheckPrime did lose both of his supply depots, so just for a second he's going to be behind, but he does have a Banshee out, and wow, the Zerg is not ready for this Banshee at all. He doesn't even have, I mean, he's got a queen, he doesn't have a hive, and he's not working on a hive. So he has no air except for his queens. So that's really bad. If he keeps pumping Banshees, and especially if he upgrades that, he's going to absolutely destroy the Zerg right here. What is his Banshee doing? I mean, the Banshee can't do too much because there are, you know, queens in the area, and a Banshee, you can't fight a queen head-on. Actually, I guess you can. Where's the second queen? The second queen is almost done. But he's going to get some damage done before that second queen out. There's second queen. You are going to have to retreat now, Banshee. You can't take on another one. But that was a very nice attack, and the second Banshee should be out right now, and here comes the number 3. Meanwhile, we still do not have a lair on the way. This is horrible. This is utterly bad. He does at least have spore crawlers on the way, which is, you know, thankful. Although the spore crawler, I gotta say that's a bad position for it. That's a better one. Okay, that spore crawler is going to save him. So it looks like the Banshee, honestly, I hate to admit this, but I forgot about spore crawlers for a second, so I'm like, what are you doing? Queens cannot save you. But yeah, spore crawlers are going to keep the Banshees away, and honestly, not that much damage was done. He did lose his queen, that certainly set him back, but he's, you know, they're both about even in the game still. The Banshees are not going to win it for Mr. Zerg just yet. Mr. Zerg! Sounds like a sitcom guy. I am Mr. Zerg. Do. It's like neither of them expanded yet. This is all the other games we had a pretty fast expansion by the Zerg, but it looks like CheckPrime just decides, you know what? I'm okay. I'm cool. I don't need expansion. I'm gonna beat you on one base. One base, Zerg, baby. This is StarCraft 2. What you gonna do? So, speaking of which, it looks like he is going to go ahead, and he being nGsEnsnare is going to go ahead and come out here and expand and drop a immediate bunker to protect his expansion. That's always good. I like protection. Try not to be too sick with that, guys. Try for me. Unfortunately, it looks like, yeah, this expansion is not going to do too hot. Although the Zergs are going to take down quite a few SCVs, but that Banshee overhead is just going to utterly destroy them. Not going to get too much done. But that is, I mean, it did certainly do a lot of damage. A lot of SCVs went down. I do think that was a little bit of a early expansion. I don't think he was really ready to do that yet. So he should have waited until the bunker got built and then try and move his guys out. I guess he thought with the damage he did, the Zerg wouldn't be so quick to come back. Meanwhile, it looks like there's a second Zerg attack coming in right here, and oh, the supply depots are down. The Zerg got straight into the base. They're going to do a whole lot of damage right here. This is too many Zerglings. The SCVs cannot fight back. I mean, they can, but they're not going to be effective. SCV death going all over the place, and unfortunately, all the Terran has is a Hellion, a Banshee, and a Viking. Viking's going to do a whole lot of nothing. 2 Hellions, though. 2 Hellions are going to get a lot done. Going for the command center at some point. You knew he had a lot of guys. I don't know what you're doing trying to go for the command. That would not have been what I would have done. It's going for a supply depot or something, and a Thor has just come out. So, he lost a lot of production. The Zerg is certainly taking advantage right here. He's got 1 operational base. His other one got completely decimated by that. So, Zerg definitely has an advantage, but tech-wise, it does look like the Terran is pulling ahead. So, he's got a Thor. He's got a lot of in-game units. Meanwhile, the Zerg is still just sitting yet. Okay, he does have a Spire up. He does have a Spire up. Good. It's not as bad as I thought. So he does have some mutas coming out, although those mutas are going to run into some problems when they come into this Thor. Obviously, thanks to the death box or killing box or whatever it's called, I've kind of forgotten, that Thor isn't going to be the do-all, end-all of the game. You know, the mutas can actually take down a Thor now a little easier than they could at first, because people were so used to punching around the Thor, but still, it's going to be a rather Thors are still very bad news for mutas. They're a natural counter to them. Meanwhile, oh, do we have... he must have scanned. He knows there's a Spire coming, and he knows there's mutas out, or about to be out. So he's starting to defend his base, putting up some missile turrets. I've got to say, the pathing in StarCraft 2 is very nice. You can actually put stuff up in between your, SCV lanes. Works very, very, very well. So there's the mutas coming in here. Once again, we have no defense up here. The Thor is trying to come back. So is the Banshee for some reason. Banshee, yeah, you don't want to go that way. Don't want to do it. And there die the Mutalisks as they try and run away. That Mutalisk is almost gone. There should be a couple more to come coming out here in just a second. We do have a Roach Warren, and a pretty smart Roach Warren over here on the edge of the creep where there's unlikely to be a scan. So, looks like he's trying to transition over into Roaches pretty quick. Has he tried to get any upgrades? No, he hasn't. That was purely for the Spore Crawler. Falling a little bit behind on the upgrades. What about... it does look like the attack upgrade for vehicles has come up, so the Hellions and Thors are a little bit stronger. So, and there's a Siege Tank. Where's Siege Tech? Siege Tech has not been started yet. A little unfortunate, I feel. Obviously, Siege Tanks are very good on this map. You could kind of, you know, when you park a Siege Tank here, you can hit a lot of the base. So, I always like Siege Tanks because they... against granted, I don't play as good of players as other people do. I think he's hold positioning his mutas, but he's trying to run back with his, you know, Queen real quick, and that means that the Thors and the tanks will come in here and just absolutely flatten this. And there's CheckPrime saying GG, so advantage red, it looks like Terran are going to win game 1. Only one game away of being our race all-star! So, not that surprising really, Terran is by far the most played race, but still, everyone kind of got their hands on with Terran. They don't really know the other races that well, and they're scary. But in terms of good players, I think it's about even. So, there we ended up. Thanks for watching. We'll be back in just a second for game number 2 to see who's going to win this last of the first round. Then we'll go into the losers bracket, because what will happen is the losers of these first games will play, and then 2 of them will kind of, quote-unquote, move on and be matched against the losers of this next round of the winners bracket. It's confusing, but I'll walk you through it, and it'll make sense in the end. So, see you guys in a second, and thanks as always for watching.